Nutrition, ladies and gentlemen, is a critical part of health and development. It is a basic human need and a prerequisite to a healthy life. A proper, balanced, and adequate diet is essential from the very early stages of life for proper growth and development. And there must be adequate focus not only on child nutrition, but also on the mother's nutritional status. Mission Poshan 2.0 attempts to address key essential components recognized to be critical in the fight against malnutrition. Eliminating undernutrition requires actions across multiple sectors, and the Ministry of Women and Child Development has proactively taken up the cause and is focusing on social and behavioral change communication to spark a people's revolution, or Jan Andolan. We're happy to have with us today Mr. Bill Gates. We're also pleased and honored to have the Honorable Minister for Women and Child Development and Minority Affairs, Smriti Irani, who is working tirelessly to change the lives of women and children in the country. And we welcome both of them, and we do so by presenting you with saplings. To promote cultural heritage and traditional nutritional practices, a coffee table book, Poshan Utsav, sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has been curated by the Deen Dayal Research Institute. This 270-plus page volume is designed to serve as an atlas on food, on offering insights from diverse cultural, social, economic, and scientific perspectives. This has been conceptualized by the Ministry of Women and Child Development and, of course, sponsored by the Gates Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Women and Child Development is constantly looking for innovative measures to reach out to women and children across the country to enable change for the better in their lives. And today, another unique and innovative initiative is being shared with you, wherein a cartoon coalition born out of a collaboration between the renowned cartoon entities announces its support for the cause of good nutrition in children by leveraging popular cartoon characters. I'd like to now invite the few cartoon characters that we have here, Chacha Chaudhary, Shambhu, Supandi, and Elmo, to please come up. A collaboration between NIPCCD under the Ministry of Women and Child Development and Amar Chitra Katha, the oldest storyteller of India. 57 years of storytelling that they have undertaken with over 465 titles, both individual and special issues. They've got individual comics as well as other comics that cover the genres of mythology, history, folk tales, and literature. This has been undertaken between the NIPCCD and the Amar Chitra Katha in the form of an MOU. I'd like to invite both the signatories of this MOU, Ms. Tripti Gurha from the NIPCCD and Mr. Sabyasachi Dev, to please come up and exchange the MOUs in the presence of the Honorable Minister and Mr. Gates. Ladies and gentlemen, the central message of good nutrition, particularly for young children and for women, is to sensitize them on good food habits and a healthy lifestyle. As this nutrition revolution gains ground, we hope to keep strengthening the message of good nutrition among the masses. And as part of the government's outreach, 14 lakh comic books themed on nutrition in 11 languages is being made available at all the Anganwadis across the country. Here's a short film on this.
One fine morning on their way to the Anganwadi center, Chunmun and Minku begin discussing the food they carry for lunch. unlike what children their age drool over. These two from a remote village in India share their delight in having nutrient-rich green vegetables, fruits and porridge for lunch that day. Both Chunmun and Minku understand the importance of a well-balanced diet and proper nutrition for healthy bodies and sharp minds. Such awareness towards proper nutrition is now celebrated in the farthest corners of India, nurtured by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pioneering Poshan Abhiyan Jan Andolan. This national movement strives to improve nutrition for women and children. To further this noble cause, the Ministry of Women and Child Development presents the Poshan Comics. Like the tale of Chunmun and Minku, the Poshan Comics bring short, fun, and educational tales for little kids as well as their mothers on the importance of balanced diets, governmental programs, and time-honored practices for robust health. Flipping through the graphic and fun pages of the comic unfolds centuries-old culture of nutrition from all parts of India. The power of mother's milk for infants, qualities of millet, ragi, jowar, kutki, and other nutritious grains, importance of regular vaccination for kids, are just some of the vital lessons that the Poshan comic shares with readers of all ages. It also highlights the numerous government initiatives for the cause, including the Anganwadi programs, building a healthy India right from the grassroots level. To share these fun and enlightening stories with as many mothers and their children as possible, 14 lakh copies of the Poshan comics are being distributed through Anganwadi centers located pan-India. Today, the comic book enthralls millions of Indian kids and women with its vital knowledge in 11 languages.
May I now invite the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Mr. Bill Gates, to please share his thoughts.
So I really appreciate the creative way that the ministry is working to teach kids about food in a way that will connect with them. Poshan Utsav is a great example of incorporating local context and cultural practices to promote nutritional foods across India's diverse communities. Minister, your efforts to improve nutrition outcomes, expand childcare, and provide opportunities for women's economic empowerment are driving progress for India's women and girls. And as we all know, when you improve the life of a woman, there's a ripple effect. You improve her community and her country. In India, we've seen that this progress can be lasting and achieved on a massive scale. I know we have some great health workers here today. You have an important job and a hard one. So I'm glad you're being equipped with new tools like the Poshan Tracker to ensure that children in your communities are well nourished and healthy. Indian industry is also contributing to important advances that will help here and around the world. Indian manufacturing has played a key role in developing low-cost, high-quality vaccines that have saved countless lives. Companies here are also working to lower the cost of new advances in probiotics, multiple micronutrient supplements, and a single infusion IV iron to treat anemia, furthering the tools available to address nutritional challenges for women and children. I'm optimistic that we'll continue to see a lot of progress in nutrition in the years ahead, and that India will be at the forefront of that progress. Thank you.
May I now invite the Honourable Minister for Women and Child Development and Minority Affairs, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani, to please address the gathering.
Mr. Gates, I'm grateful for your sense of adventure, for your generosity, and for your continued support to the Prime Minister's flagship scheme, Poshan Abhiyan. When the Honorable Prime Minister pronounced Poshan Abhiyan in 2018, and I'd like to contextualize a bit, that nutrition as a national effort has been undertaken since the 1970s. However, when Prime Minister Modi took office, for the first time in the history of our country, not one, not two, but 18 ministries across the government of India were brought together under the national flagship scheme called Poshan. And why so? Because the Prime Minister believes in collaboration. Collaboration and cooperative federalism was one of his governance agendas. In 2018, when the program started, Prime Minister Modi was essentially of the opinion that nutrition cannot be the responsibility of one division, one desk, one department. And that is why when 18 ministries came together, what happened? Since the 1970s up to 2018, there was no budgetary allowance for safe drinking water and sanitation within our Anganwadi systems. Now, we all know who have been part of governance that till such time a thing is not budgeted, it rarely gets done. For the first time in our history of our country, there was a call to action to ensure every Anganwadi is digitally enabled so that transference of data, service delivery to the last mile can be tracked. Nobody ever imagined that the Anganwadi Didi who would take one register from one house to another would be digitally equipped enough to then not only put in data into the device, but also compute that data and then informing herself better to engage with the beneficiary to a productive end. For instance, handheld devices now are available to 1.2 million Anganwadis across the country. Every month, Anganwadi Didis measure 75 million children under the age of 6 as per WHO standards across the country. मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि जब कोविड आया तब हमने बिल गेट्स फाउंडेशन से संपर्क किया कि भले ही आंगनवाड़ी बंद है लेकिन हमारा काम बंद नहीं हुआ है, इसलिए जो हैंड हेल्ड डिवाइस हमारी बहनों के पास है उसमें हम एक ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्लेटफॉर्म देना चाहते हैं जिसमें आप हर हमारे बच्चे को और जो गर्भवती महिलाएं हैं उनको आपके बेनिफिशरीज को उस पर ट्रैक कर सकें. Mr. Gates, today not only do we celebrate the fact that 100 million beneficiaries are receiving their monthly support through the Poshan tracker, but what the tracker has also managed to do is inform us better about the nutritional status of children and lactating mothers in our country. Point in case, the National Family Health Survey has a sample size of 600,000 families, on the basis of which we in the country are informed about the status of children with regards to SAM and MAM. However, once Poshan Tracker became operationalized in India, we found out that when we measured 75 million children as per WHO standards, the numbers for SAM and MAM came down by 12%, which is a huge gain for the nutrition ecosystem in India. Now that today we have pronounced not only the Cartoon Coalition, but also we have dedicated to the country Poshan Utsav, an amalgamation of cultural practices with regards to nutrition around the country. Mr. Gates, my particular thanks for this initiative because it is done by a purely Indian research institution. On issues of gender and nutrition, we have time and again in India seen most of the discourse is informed by foreign academia, by foreign intelligentsia. That your foundation in India supported Indian intellectual capacities is what we also celebrate today through Poshan Utsav. Not only in nutrition, but also on issues of gender, when it comes to research in gender budgeting, when it comes to research with regards to climate change and the impact on women and children. The Gates Foundation has partnered productively with the Ministry of women and child development to ensure that not only does the foundation reach out and encourage advocacy and communication on nutrition, but also support institutions that are home-born, bred, and can meet global standards.
I welcome you all to Poshan Se Padhai Tak, an initiative by the Ministry of Women and Child Development and Network 18. For the keynote address for Poshan Se Padhai Tak, please put your hands together for our Honourable Minister of State, Women and Child Development, Government of India, Shri Mahendra Bhai Manjapara. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Minister.
The Ministry has made great progress with a number of path-breaking initiatives and policy shifts under Saksham Anganwadi and Mission Poshan 2.0, an integrated nutrition support program in mission mode. The Anganwadi system is the largest network of early childhood center in the world. About 14 lakhs Anganwadi centers reach out to around 10 crore women and children across the country. Mission Poshan 2.0 seeks to contribute to human capital development of the country. In address the challenges of malnutrition in children up to age of 6 years, adolescent girls 14 to 18 years of age in Especially district and Northeast region, pregnant women and lactating mothers. There has been a strategic shift optimizing the content and delivery of supplementary nutrition through diet diversity and micronutrient focus and integrated millets in nutrition. We are providing supplementary nutrition for 300 days in a year, helping to tackle anemia and other micronutrient deficiencies. Through convergence mechanism like district nutrition committees, we are promoting behavior that nurture health, wellness and immunity. Steps have also been taken to strengthen delivery and leverage technology under Poshan Tracker to improve governance and transparency. It is a robust app where Anganwadi workers can track all their daily activities, and it will in future replace 11 registers that she would fill every day. In January 2024 alone, height and weight was measured for 7.51 crore children and recorded via the Poshan Tracker. We will soon be tracking their development milestone as well under the Anganwadi protocol for Divyang children. Anganwadi workers will take 3 steps: screening for early signs of disabilities, inclusion of families and communities, and referral support through ASA A&M teams. We also launched the community management of malnutrition protocol together with the Ministry of Health, which clearly describes the process of assigning and caring for malnourished children through Anganwadi and medical ecosystem, with the special focus on critical period of nutrition vulnerabilities. The ministry has also taken a decision to provide only fortified rice to Anganwadi centers to meet the requirement of micronutrient and control anemia among the women and children. Under Mission Poshan 2.0, Ministry is also providing nutritional support to adolescent girls in Especially district and Northeast region for improving their health and nutrition status under the nutrition component and providing them iron folic acid supplementation, health checkup and referral services, nutrition and health education and skilling. Further, to leverage the traditional system and to address the intergenerational issue of malnutrition for well-being of adolescent girls, a MOU has been signed between Ministry of Women and Child Development and Ministry of Ayush on 26 February year 2024 to prevent anemia and to improve the nutrition status of adolescent girls in Utsav district through evidence-based Ayurveda intervention. The future of the system therefore lies in strengthening holistic service, both nutrition and education. Poshan bhi, padhai bhi. Poshan se padhai tak. Thank you. Jai Hind.